next on the stage will be Grace Mittl and Eli Bank, the co-founders of Absurd Snacks. Come on up. You have 2 microphones. Please just keep it on your timer.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. We're so excited. This is why we do what we do. But you know what's absurd?
Tell me, Eli.
1 in 4 American families have a family member with one of the top 8 common food allergies.
You know what's even crazier, Eli?
What?
We were undergrads at the University of Richmond when we found a really great solution. So before I tell you what we do, I'd like to start with how we got here. We were lucky enough to be part of an inaugural program called Benchtop Innovations at the University of Richmond, which enabled us to create a packaged food product in just 6 months. The inspiration for the product came from a fellow student. His name's Dan. He has a severe peanut and tree nut allergy. So, what are Absurd Snacks? We are an allergy-friendly snack company that creates unique, delicious, and accessible snacks for people with common food allergies. We are allergy-friendly, free of the top 9 allergens. We're also gut-friendly, as both of our mixes are only sweetened with pure maple syrup. And we are vegan, as we are powered by plant protein. So we use simple yet striking ingredients. Chickpeas, fava beans, and green peas are the stars of our show, and we've coupled them with a seed-based granola consisting of hemp seeds, flax seeds, sunflower seeds, and even sprouted quinoa. We have our 2 flavors, maple cinnamon chocolate, just sweetened with pure maple syrup, so they're just subtly sweet, making them a super versatile snack.
So this is Grace, I'm Eli, and our 3rd partner, Maeve, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, are so excited for the opportunity to go full-time on Absurd Snacks. We want to give a huge shout out to the local Richmond community that's been so supportive, our mentors and network that have helped us get to where we are today, as well as the CPG food space as a whole for being so generous with their time and providing us with very key insights that have helped us get to where we are. So since our launch at the end of March, we've done about $36,000 in gross revenue with a 28% blended margin. We started in independent retailers, many of which are focused on local and healthy food options. We also sell online D2C on our website and catch us at the farmers markets on weekends, interacting with our customers. The community engagement has been really important in helping us turn cases. We also experimented with B2B options, selling into corporate offices for them to stock their snack shelves. In the stores, our prices are about $9.99 for our 10-ounce pouch and $3.99 for our smaller 4-ounce pouch. And online, you could purchase for, we sell in packs of 2 10-ounce pouches for $20.99 with shipping included.
So these are the people that we're serving. Our target customers are young to middle-aged adults who prioritize the products that they put into their body. They also enjoy outdoor sports, and they also identify with having 1 or more of the common top 9 allergies found in the US, particularly nut allergies and gluten allergies.
Our fans have found really creative ways to enjoy Absurd Snacks. Of course, by the handful as a traditional trail mix, but also on top of their yogurt with fruit, on a smoothie bowl, in a cereal, as well as a crunchy topping on top of their salad. We've also been able to leverage this as part of our marketing tactics. So we're still experimenting with our go-to-market strategy, and we continue to optimize our efforts to where conversions are most efficient. We are going to continue to maintain and grow our relationships with independent local grocers, keep engagement as high as possible to maintain those repeat sales, and we hope in the future to mimic this strategy in lookalike markets all across the United States to grow our footprint but maintain that small brand feel. In order to achieve this, we are creating meaningful relationships with new distribution partners while leaving plenty of white space for growth. Over the next 8 to 12 months, we plan on continuing some customer discovery to learn more about the needs and desires of our target customer, test and experiment with new recipes as well as iterate on our current ones. We are giving our brand a little refresh and helping it be more mature, as well as fostering this really engaging community around our brand.
To wrap up, we have big plans for the next 3 to 5 years with achieving a $10 million run rate, being top 25% in our category, and achieving a 40% target margin. Of course, we will maintain our independent retailer relationships and continue to grow in that respect, but to be more accessible, we'd love to sign on with a new regional retailer and do a nationwide rollout in the next 3 to 5 years. Thank you for your time and really appreciate your insights today.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can slide up over here. There you go. So I thought that was a great presentation. But Holly, what do you think of it? Did you see anything in there that you really liked, or was there anything in there that was a little absurd?
Nothing too absurd. It was great. We all thought the flavor was great too. Strong flavors, we would say, could be a little stronger. I think we got a great flavor in the cluster, in the chocolate, and love the cluster. And then otherwise, it was very heavy chickpea flavor. But really liked the flavors and thought the packaging was great as a start to the conversation.
Thank you.
Let's stick with the packaging. Ibrahim, in terms of the label hierarchy and what you saw from the slides, and what you saw when you were doing the sampling, what do you think of Absurd Snacks packaging?
Yeah, I have 2 comments and actually a question for you guys. So first of all, I love the packaging. I think it's fun, it's kind of playful and colorful, and so that part resonated with me. What I do think might be missing from the packaging currently is kind of the key point of difference versus traditional trail mix. So you kind of left to assume, is it protein, is it lower sugar, is it lower carbs? And you guys mentioned that you actually have a brand refresh underway. So I'm just curious, what are you looking at in that process, and what are the things you want to change?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been doing a ton of customer discovery. We have a survey with about 200 respondents and in-depth interviews with retailers and prospective and current customers. And you'd be surprised how much time people spend in the grocery store reading ingredients. And the greatest piece of feedback that we've gotten is our customers want to read the front of the label and not have to think twice about what's in it, especially our customers with gluten and nut allergies. So we want it to scream nut-free, allergen-friendly from a mile away, so our customers can make the easy conversion and get right to the checkout line.
Very cool. I think that's smart.
Yeah. And Carol, the trail mix space, it doesn't feel like there's a ton of innovation in that space, but what do you think about Absurd Snacks as sort of bringing newness and fun and playfulness to that category?
Well, I think just to the packaging point, it's really nice to have a strong point of view in a set that's like often very bulk or private label. However, I'm not actually sure if a trail mix is the right name for it, because of the 4 ways you showed it, it seemed like it would also be easier to use. Trail mix is something you eat on the go. This might be a little difficult unless you kind of did I've seen some long shot packs that you can kind of pour into your mouth. Otherwise, I just think it gets a little tricky to eat. And so maybe it should be somewhere else in the store.
And Mia, you were asking about price point when we were in the sampling room. Yeah, we got the price point here. Is that in line with where you think people are willing to spend for this kind of product?
Yeah, it's obviously high on the high end of things. I think if you could get to like the $7.99 but I also agree with what Carol was saying, where I think it could be, where is it going to live? Is it going to live with the granolas? Because I think your use cases are more similar with that of a granola than a trail mix necessarily. So I think that's something to think about as well. But I'm glad to hear that you are doing a package refresh to call out, because I think that was one of my things too, is just like you really want to make sure that it's all about the allergy free, because that will be your differentiator for when you have to be a little bit more of a premium price.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Holly, we saw in a go-to-market strategy sort of outlined that they were still in development. Anything that you would recommend in terms of where that go-to-market strategy should be highlighted or focused?
I thought that was great, and I should have taken more notes of exactly what it said on that slide. Because I think you hit an approach. I obviously think what you're doing with getting direct feedback is so important. And I think because you mentioned DTC, I think you could do more with getting people to write reviews, incentivize them to give you even more information. From the buyers you work with to your customers, I would continue to get feedback, because that can go a long way. As well as, I know we mentioned the price point, and getting under $9.99 could be good for the 10 ounce, but I actually thought the $3.99 was pretty strong for a 4 ounce. And so I think continue to look at what your peers are doing too, to help influence where you might pivot as you go forward.
Absolutely.
I think Holly mentioned taste, but I can't remember if anyone else did. Ibrahim, did you mention the taste?
I didn't, but I thought it tasted very strong. I think Holly's point was a good one in that they're like the granola chunks. So I think that maybe their quinoa, they tend to have the strongest flavor, and then the beans are just, they're lightly dusted, right? So I would just think about, whether that's through application or making those pieces even stronger in their flavor, right? So that the chocolate can carry through a full handful. Mm-hmm. That would probably be my only comment.
Can I add something to Holly? So
sure.
when you said with the go-to-market strategy, I think $10 million run rate and 45% margin, I think as you present this to investors and retailers, explaining how you think you're going to achieve those metrics is really important because those are impressive numbers. So if you want to seem like a sustainable business, you kind of need and I know we're limited on time, but I would focus on that a little bit too.
All right, great feedback, great presentation. Well done.
Thank you so
you.
much.